Hi, I'm Jennifer Joy, your Spark Your Being mentor, and I'm coming to you here at the end of January 2016. And I'm so excited to be with you for a full year of Spark Your Being. Some of you know I launched this I think it was around last fall, and now we're entering to our first full year, and I've got so many exciting programs and so much exciting news coming up in this 12 months. So I can't wait to share that with you when the time comes. And in the meantime, I wanted to talk to you here in January, at the end of January, about maybe some of the goals or the resolutions you might have set for this year. Now, usually when we do that, we say, I will lose 50 pounds this year, or I will meditate every day, or I will do my yoga practice 3 times a week, right? Different things like that. We will do them. And when we say we will do something, especially for something that you're planning to expand for a whole year, that takes a ton of willpower. To say I will do something takes a ton of willpower, especially when you're looking at something that's a longer term goal or vision. So I wanted to come to you here at the end of the month because right now you might be feeling like your willpower is starting to wane, or maybe it already did. Who knows? Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I didn't realize it would be this hard. Or maybe you get sick and all of a sudden you skip a few days and the willpower is really hard to pull you back on board. You need a lot of it, right? So then what happens? You end up feeling like a failure, right? Oh, I did it again. I failed. I can't believe this, right? And that leads you down this really disempowering cycle, which means you give up on your resolution, and actually it affects the rest of your life too, right? You feel so down on yourself, you've beaten yourself up, you've bullied yourself, and then everything in life, your creative work, your home life, your relationships, it all starts to feel harder and harder the more failures you stack up, right? So today, whether you're feeling like, the willpower is waning, or whether you're still revved up, I want to look at it slightly different, from a slightly different angle. Instead of what you will do, right, with all that willpower behind it, I want you to start to think about what you're willing to do. What you're willing to do. So say you have the goal of writing a book this year. You're going to finally get that book written, right? Well, you might have a goal of, I'm going to write 2,000 words a day to get that book done, right? I will do that every day this year. Lots of willpower behind that. And what I'd like you to start doing is saying in the morning, okay, my goal might still be to write that book, but how many words am I willing to write today? Am I feeling good? Am I feeling sick? Is it the weekend? Is it a weekday? Did I put in extra hours at work? What is going on with me, and what am I willing to do? Or maybe I've got a whole full day of clients. From morning, noon, and night, I've got clients and meetings all day. So while 2,000 words is a great target, what are you willing to do today? When you get home, what are you willing to do? Now, I know some of you might think, well, then you're failing because you're not getting your 2,000 words a day, right? No, that's where the other shift comes in. All right. So if you said, I will write that book this year, I want you to say, still have that as your target. That's still your goal. We're not touching that. You want to get that book done this year. But instead of I will do it, I want you to think about I will practice writing my book this year with the target of completion. I will practice. Because when we're practicing, we don't have such a sense of failure, right? And it's that failure that, like I said, is really disempowering and helps kill your creativity, kill the project, and get into other areas of your life that really affect you too. So we want to get rid of that, and we want to practice writing our book. So then it looks like I am willing to practice writing my book this year with the target of getting it done. And every day I'm going to look at myself in the mirror in the morning and be like, okay, looking at my schedule, looking at how I feel, what am I willing to do today toward that practice? Am I willing to do the 2,000 target? Again, it's a target. Or is it more of a 200 word day? You decide every day. You get to decide. You get to choose. And choosing is a lot different from willpower. Now, I will say the way I'm doing this, let me give credit where credit's due. This is an intention statement that was created, this format was created by Rhonda Britton, and she's my teacher, friend, mentor. She is the founder of the Fearless Living Institute, and I am a Fearless Living coach. So that's where I get this skill of intention writing, and I would love for you to try it this year. What are you willing to practice? What are you going to do to get that expansion? And instead of that contraction of beating yourself up and bullying yourself, you get the expansion of success day after day. Here's what I was willing to do, and I did it. I did it. And pretty soon the momentum grows, and those 2,000 word target gets easier and easier. And guess what? If you have a week where you're off or busy or sick and you didn't get those words done, but you worked on it a little bit every day, you're still succeeding. So that's what I have for you today. That's what I have. My little tip, Rhonda Britton's little tip for helping you move into February and stay empowered and focused on what you want to do this year. Focused on your expansion and your self-expression. So thank you so much for listening. As always, your soul picked this life. So be yourself, express yourself, and share your spark.